guys, welcome back to another episode of Elevate. My name is Jessica.
My name is Darwin.
And welcome back to another episode 37.
Oof.
Give me 5, babe.
Yeah.
37 episodes of this podcast.
We've been grinding.
Yeah. We've missed a couple of Monday. What, one Monday?
Probably like 2.
2 Mondays. But we've stayed pretty consistent. I'm very proud of us. All right, so today's topic is going to be about... Well, we were having casual conversation as usual. And so we decided to jot this down and bring it to the podcast. And so we've always heard people, and, we know it for sure as well, that not everything we see on social media is real.
Mm-hmm.
And, we've spoken about this in different episodes where we shouldn't try to compare ourselves to people's lives on social media because that is a highlight reel of their life. And even though it might seem absolutely perfect for some people on social media, that doesn't mean that their life is perfect. Yeah. Nobody's life is perfect. I do think that certain people handle things, better when it comes to the relationships, their family, and certain people, you have to say it, are happy within their family than others. That's not something that we should be surprised by. But there's definitely certain... we know that there are fake relationships online, just like in real life. And so we were talking about how tiring that would feel.
Yeah.
To have to fake a relationship for social media.
It's definitely tiring because just to think about that, for example, we got to create, we're a happy couple, married family. Like we actually are. Like we don't pretend.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't pretend. So
that would be very hard. I
that's what I'm going to. And it's a lot of work to do everything we do and still be happy. Yeah. So like imagine if we had to fake it.
Yeah.
And be like, yo, babe, tomorrow, please just wake up happy. Like we need to record and I need you to be happy. I need you to love me tomorrow.
Okay, like when it comes to content creation, because there's 2 levels of this, right? Yeah. You have the regular person who doesn't create content and they're just, faking a relationship for social media. I don't know for who.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that is ridiculous. For sure, ridiculous. At least a content creator, not that I'm condoning it, at least a content creator is thinking about their money.
But
if they're making money as content creators.
We've seen that before. Like, I would say YouTubers is where I've seen it, that, couples get together, they blow up because it looks so cute, everybody likes it, and they end up breaking up a year, 2 years later because it just didn't work out.
Right.
Because they went into it for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think I could see myself doing that. Like at that point, I think we would have to do our own separate thing.
Yeah.
Because then that means my whole life would have to be an act. And that's not a way to live for me. Like my life this is my real life. This is not a movie.
But is that considered like we spoke on another episode, like faking it till you make it? Like seeming so happy and you're not really not?
It could be for some people. But imagine this. Imagine we were huge content creators and we have deals with brands and everything. Like I can see this going down with certain couples that are content creators just keeping a relationship because let's say they have 1-2 years of contract with a certain brand and they were hired as a couple, as a family. Like, what do you do then?
But even people that just post stuff online, like you was mentioning earlier, and are not truly happy, and then you see them on their posts all happily, but then you see them out like in the mall, because people don't understand, like people will spot you out there if you post it on social media, and are arguing. Everybody argues regardless how happy you are, but you could tell when like people are just like, wait a minute, this is not what you're portraying online.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that, but that's also very tricky.
Yeah, because sometimes I get mad at you in the mall when you're taking so long.
That can be very tricky because that's why I don't believe. I also like this goes into a different topic. Like that's why I kind of don't believe when I see like you see like the gossip channels and the gossip people who just they spotted someone, I don't know, angry at their husband or their wife, and they're like writing all about how, they were being rude to their significant other, but you have no context of what was happening or what was going on for you to say, oh my God, like he's an abuser or she's an abuser. Like I hate to chime into people's lives so deeply when I just have like a 5-second video.
Yeah, like they create a whole story of like he had a angry face, like probably because she didn't buy him Starbucks.
Or like by like a 5-second clip, they're like, oh my God, he's an abuser or something like that. Like a lot of people, I feel like that's something that goes into like the toxicity of like social media and like these platforms sometimes, that people can make like such huge conclusions of like a 5-second video.
Yeah.
And we have to be very careful to do that. But what we're talking about is just faking stuff on social media. I feel like it's unnecessary. If you have to fake it on social media or fake it for other people that you have a happy relationship or maybe that your life is better than what you think it is, I feel like that's already a problem, and that's a red flag for yourself, because then that means that you're living life for others. You're not really truly living life to be happy for you if you're faking that kind of stuff, because who are you doing this for?
And I mean, if you're spending so much time trying to fake a relationship, if you would just put that same effort and actually work on that relationship, you'll probably be better off.
Work on the relationship or get out if it isn't good for you, and find the right person for you. What's the point of having other people believe that you have a happy relationship if you actually don't? Like, who's benefiting from this?
Yeah.
Like I can see this on my feed, and you might think that for that regular person, it might mean a lot, but you're making a bigger deal out of that than what it actually is. Yeah. And so at the end of the day, with that kind of behavior, all you're doing is hurting yourself and not anybody else. Because truly, sometimes we be so in our heads that the damage, we're doing it to ourselves. We're not doing it to anybody else. This isn't about anybody else. This is about you and your insecurities and what you think you want and you don't have. And all of that just express lack thereof. And I feel like we also have to be, I mean, when you're like a regular person, you're not trying to be a content creator. Like you can post whatever you want, if you want to share your family moments, whatever, that's up to you. But we're talking about this so that you can look within.
Yeah.
If you're doing this type of thing, or if you know anybody who is like, it's not healthy.
How do you even approach her? Like if you had a friend that was doing that, how do you even handle that?
I don't think I would, unless I have a really, really close relationship, unless this is like my best friend who I, who we talk about everything. If not, I wouldn't.
Do you feel like that person would judge you because you do have a good relationship and
they would say that I don't understand them?
Mm-hmm.
For sure. That's probably one of the reasons why I wouldn't say anything, because they would probably feel like, who are you to say, you don't know what I feel. Yeah, I wouldn't. If you're not asking for my advice, I definitely wouldn't. This is something that people have to realize within themselves. It shouldn't take someone else to bring it up to you. We all know what we are insecure about. We all know what we lack. Yeah. We all know, we sometimes just try to ignore these things, and it just gets worse and worse and worse because you're not working through the things that hurt you.
Yeah, and that person will know if they're actually posting to fake it or they're actually posting to show that they're actually happy and inspire. Like us, the reason we post is that I feel like we transition to, like, we want to inspire. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard our previous podcast with our guest Maria and Chris. Like, they said something that really touched us. That it was like, that we're like the white flag, that we're inspiring people.
Right, like we're
give them hope.
A flag of hope and that is the goal. I mean, I know that we're not the only couples like this, but I also know that most happy couples are very quiet.
Yeah.
And if you're happy, sometimes what happens is if you're happy within yourself, you have nothing to prove. And so the same thing happens with like people who have money. It's like the same analogy. Yeah. Like the more money you have, the less you feel like you have to prove a point.
Yeah, like show it off.
And so when I see someone who is like super flashy, or like, and this might not be true for every person who has money, but most people who have money and are really wealthy don't even like to wear like flashy name brand clothes.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't even know they have that much money.
Unless the person is just like into fashion.
Right.
And like just appreciates.
Right. Like or there's a purpose behind them being, wearing what they're wearing. Or they might wear something that's really expensive because they actually like it, not because they're trying to show off to you. But I've noticed that a lot of the people who have the most money are the most like subtle people, like you don't see them trying to show off what they have. Like if anything, they don't want you to know.
Like if you in the club over here, and I'll say the Bronx because we from the Bronx or was from the Bronx. And you're like in a club with like $20,000 worth of chain and Versace out, I'll just look at you like, bro, what are you doing right now? Why are you even here?
It's like a perspective game,
Because then what's gonna happen is you're gonna attract the female that's now you attracted her because of what you got on, most likely, and now that's the person that's gonna be posting on social media, faking that she got a happy relationship.
It just all spirals down, you guys. Like really, everything has a consequence. You posting a fake life, what does that do? Just ask yourself, what does that do for you? Instead, look within, see what is it that you have to work on, and work on that. Work on your own happiness. Do not live your life just trying to prove a point to somebody else. That is I'm going to say a bad word, but that is the worst way to live your life. And I know at one point we've all felt this way. Like we have to prove something. It doesn't have to be with relationship to somebody because we value that person's opinion so much. And we have to realize nobody's opinion is more valuable than yourself.
Yeah, I'll kind of loop in. This was another topic that we had, but I'll loop it into this one because I don't want to just drag out the topic that we're clearly both in agreement with about like trying to prove to others that I don't know what you're. For me, I'm gonna give my example. Like I've been thinking about transitioning my Instagram to like just a family page, like changing the name. Like it'll just be, I don't know if the Fat Family or whatever it's gonna be, but just because. Even if you scroll now, it's mostly family. Like it's what we do, right? Initially, the page was fitness and cars and photography and all that, and it's not what I do on a daily. And marketing wise, it just looks better, right? But sometimes I'm like,
what looks better marketing wise? You turning like the page into a family page?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. A page that already has all the following. I don't have to start over. And I won't have a personal page. I'll just have frozen visuals. If you guys don't follow me, everything creative I do will just be there, right? But sometimes I'm like, are people going to think once I start posting like really nice family pictures and videos, like that I'm trying to either prove that I'm better than them or that I have it better than them? You already know some of my family already like, oh, this guy thinks he's better.
I think that's why you're thinking that. Your perspective is you're focusing on the negativity
of where I come from and like trying to show them that.
Which, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like it comes with that territory. Like when you look or portray perfect in quotations on social media, you're going to have the trolls on the comment section just saying, negative things because that's what negative people do. And like it just comes with it, But I feel like it would be good for us. I mean, we're thinking about it because from a business perspective.
And not just business because like we're not treating it sounds like we're treating our family to make a business. It's not just business.
But this is who we are.
Yeah, this is what we do. So, but yeah, go.
Yeah, so I feel like you shouldn't look at it from that lens, because I feel like we get so much love in comparison to the negativity that we should definitely not be thinking about negative people. Like, we should definitely, like, I say like a lot. We should focus on what the goal is.
Yeah.
And our goal has always been to inspire people. Our goal has always been to inspire couples, inspire families, to shine light on having a beautiful family, when today, in today's society, we see a lot of people just bashing each other, you know, women against men and men against women. We are the total opposite of that. And we know that there's a lot of couples like us who don't speak out, who are like in the dark over there just watching you guys fight. And they don't say anything because they're going to feel like outsiders. They're going to feel like you're going to judge them because they have a family and they're defending family. While a lot of people are just, you know, bringing down that idea, and the idea of, you know, a housewife, the idea of a wife, the idea of what a husband should be, and all these things. So I think that we should definitely not focus on the negative. You should definitely not focus on the negative. There's always going to be people who are going to say things. I
don't fear, like, not fear. That's not the right word, but like new people coming in and like trying to
troll.
Yeah, like that doesn't faze me. I don't care about the new people. I just don't want to like hurt the feelings of people that I grew up with, or like that come from.
That's very interesting.
That I come from, you know. Like, I don't want them to feel like I made it in a certain way and like they haven't made it. And that's not the case for me, right? So like it comes back to like I want to share positivity, and I want people to grow. I want people to elevate. Like, that's the name of the podcast. So like me me showing people that I'm actually elevating, like, are they going to feel bad? So,
I understand what you're saying. Listen, this reminds me of something. Recently, I did that post. If you follow me on Instagram, I did a post of a morning vlog, very short video on Instagram.
Get ready with me, kind of. Yeah, it was like
a get ready with me morning vlog, whatever, mini vlog for routine. Instagram. And so I never really do that. I did that because, you know, like I'd seen a video that inspired me, and I was like, I want to do that type of video. It looks really nice. And I want to share like what I did my morning.
This girl woke up at like 5 o'clock. I was supposed to record it for her, and I woke up and
he didn't want to wake up. I did it by myself. So, well, if you listen to our previous podcast, I had said that I started a new routine in which I'm waking up earlier. I was listening to Mel Robbins' podcast, and she inspired me to change my routine, because I did feel that my old routine was taking away from my productivity.
Oh, so you're not perfect.
Of course I'm not.
Oh.
So it was taken away from my productivity. And so I'm trying to, you know,
elevate.
Be better. Yeah, I'm trying to be better at these things. And it's been working. I'm so proud of myself. I've been waking up 6 o'clock. Today I woke up at 5:45. I'm like, I'm trying to make it a goal to wake up at 5. But baby steps.
And being productive is not just like, I'm going to wake up.
Yeah.
Like,
so, like, I'm trying to, like, work on my stuff before I actually clock into work, and, like, do a little, like, exercise. Like, I've been doing a minute plank. I'm so proud of me. But anyways, and so this routine obviously just kind of started for me. Like, I just found the groove to this. Mm-hmm. And so I decided, that's why I also was inspired to do the morning vlog, because if my morning was a mess, I'm not going to do a morning vlog of that. Like, I just feel like, I know some people would say, yeah, but that's like normal. That's the real part. But in my mind, I feel like, why would I show you something that you already see?
Yeah.
Something that's normal. That's
or how am I inspiring you to be better?
That's how I feel. And I know a lot of people, you know, like to see those type of things because they can relate, and I get it. But for me, I'm the type of person who likes to elevate. I'm the type of person who likes to watch the vlogs that inspire me to be better. Yeah. And so that's why.
Like the one you saw. Like you saw her doing it. You was like, oh, shit, like I want to try this.
Yes.
Like, I want to be better.
Yes. And so I did it. And one of the ladies, shout out to Abdali. She's DJ Aneodi's wife. I don't know if she watches the podcast. If she does, shout out to you, girl.
Yes.
She just had a baby and she posted something really funny and she said, how is it that you guys wake up so beautiful? It's 12 o'clock and I have barely had my coffee, you know, like that day, it was a Saturday when I did the morning vlog, you know, so I got ready. I read a little bit, you know, I turned on my candle. I had my tea. I had fruit. And then we were on the way to take Armani to his baseball practice. And so she said that and it was funny. But I understand her because she's a mom of two under 5. So that's very tough. She just had a baby. Her baby is a newborn. Like that is a tough.
Yeah.
Those are tough months when you have a baby. And so I kind of wrote to her like, I'm just getting the hang of this. Like, don't feel bad. And then we spoke a little bit privately and I told her like, trust me, like my days aren't like this all the time. Like I have messy days too. Like don't feel like all my mornings look like this because that's not realistic.
And even the people that you would see consistently post, it's a few that will like actually stay consistent and like do that every single morning. That's just like their routine that they have done for years and it's just normal to them. But most people, there's mornings that are just hard, period.
Right. Everybody has hard mornings. Everybody had some night that, you know, they went to sleep super late and they couldn't wake up early and their morning was never productive and they had their coffee at 3:00 in the afternoon. We all have those days. But, you know, I kind of briefly said that in the comment and I said as well, why would I'm like, I said, I also have had messy mornings. Mm-hmm. I'm just getting the hang of having mornings that are a little bit more organized.
Yeah.
But why would I show you guys my messy morning when we all have a bunch of messy mornings? Like, you know, it's like, what are we getting from me posting a messy morning? Like, that's not going to help us do anything. You know, like, it's not going to help us be inspired to do better. You know, I also like to see videos of like other moms showing how they organize their house, how they clean their house. Like, it might not be interesting to some people, but to me, it's like some of those videos even inspire me to get up and start cleaning. Like, I like those type of videos. And those are the type of videos and the type of content that I want to put out. And if I want to one day, you know, share my raw moments of, you know, me just being stressed out, I will.
We've had, you want to go back to our videos, debt-free journey. You'll catch us watching, eating cup noodle soup.
Right. But this year, our goals are definitely a lot different. Our kids are bigger and just our goals are on another level. And so we want to start portraying little habits that we have and feeling like we have to be accountable. And I think one way that you can like keep yourself accountable is by sharing it with your community online.
So kind of leads back to that, what I was saying about making people feel bad. Like, she didn't feel bad, right, but there was something that triggered like, damn, I'm not doing enough.
Right. It felt like that.
And it's not what she was trying to put out. Like, she was trying to put out, like, be positive, like, wake up. Like,
let's wake up with a prayer, you know.
But this is what I'm saying about transitioning and showing people my real life. Like, this is what it is. This is what I do.
You're afraid to show a really nice highlight of your life because you're afraid that the people you grew up with are going to feel disconnected from you.
Disconnected? I mean, I'm pretty much disconnected from everybody, so I don't know why I feel that way, but
disconnected in the sense that they might feel like you're not on their level anymore, you know, whatever that means.
Exactly. I mean, I don't care what you feel. I just don't want nobody to feel bad.
Yeah, but that's hard.
It is.
That's not even possible. I feel like if a psychologist was to talk to you and you would say that, they would tell you that you can't control how other people feel.
It is bad because I think about it now, like when people talk about, let's say, rich people, that most people don't like rich people. They feel like they're greedy and all that. And I don't see it that way. I'm like, that person did what they had to do. They grinded them years that they didn't have nobody to get where they are. Like, it doesn't matter what
you are like just hating on them because they have more money than you. I understand that there's that there's bad people who have money, but so there's also bad people who don't have money.
I saw a comment the other day on Christian Guzman. I've mentioned him a lot. Whatever, his company, right? Obviously, Alphalete blew up, and there was a comment in the comment section, and the girl was like, it was so hateful. Like, she was like, "Oh, I don't buy stuff from him no more. I just buy the knockoff off of Amazon because why would I make the richer rich? Like, why? Like, now because he made it and he's, he's good. Like, you feel like, oh, now he's part of the rich crew. Like, I shouldn't support him, even though you feel like all his stuff is good and you're following him and you're buying his." I'm like,
how sad is that?
And I saw that comment. I was like, out the comment section. Let me get that out of here. Because sometimes I see something and I'm like, there is people triggered in this comment section. And I would just go to the comment section just to see. And I'm like, damn, there is some petty people.
But you have to ignore those people. Literally, you have to ignore them. There's no other way. Because there will always be people like that.
Yeah.
And if we sit here and just focus on them, we lose focus on our purpose. Yeah. We lose focus on our journey. We lose focus on spreading positivity. It isn't worth it. It isn't worth it. Not 1 second. If you are that person, I'm sorry for you. Your life must suck.
Literally.
Because I don't know. I don't know. Like, I feel like people who have that mindset are they don't believe in themselves. Because not for 1 second have I ever had that kind of mentality or that kind of thought towards another person because another person had more money.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm intrigued. I'm like, how? Why? Why do you have so much money? How did this happen? Yeah. I'm curious. My mind doesn't go into, oh, you're one group, I'm another group. What? I just can't.
People are hilarious.
Okay, so
but I think we should wrap this one up here.
All right, so that's it for today's podcast episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you're here on YouTube, if you're listening, don't forget to leave us your reviews. Okay, if you're here on YouTube and you don't know that you can listen to us on other platforms, we are on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to leave us your reviews. It helps us a lot on those platforms. And if you're here on YouTube and you haven't already subscribed and you've gotten to the end of the video, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell so you can be notified every time we post a video. And until next time.
Peace.